I'm too bright.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. It's Sunday night.
Oh yeah, I know it.
Is everybody else coming or is it just you?
Yep, they're coming. They're right behind me.
Okie dokie. Sounds good. Okay. Oh, I don't want to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I feel that.
It's been a good weekend. I have been working weekends for the last like 40 days straight. And I was like, yes, this is my first weekend off.
Oh, 40 days straight is brutal.
Yeah,
Listen, I just crashed my car in the beginning of October. I hit a deer and
Oh,
demolished my whole car. So I haven't had a car since October
jeez.
3rd.
Painful.
oh, that sucks. I know how it goes.
Shout out to the
Yeah.
deer.
Shout out,
Yo,
yeah.
I,
How's
I
the deer?
I don't even know what happened. So I was going 70 miles per hour in my Toyota RAV. The deer hit the left side of my car, like literally demolished my left side. It cut the deer in half. So one
Oh
part went that way
my
and the other went that way.
God.
All my
Jesus.
Holy
airbags
shit.
went off. It's in the middle of North Carolina in like Asheboro. And I was like, where
Yep.
the hell am I?
Wow.
Wow.
I've been to
Fun
Ash.
times.
It was horrible. My first car accident ever.
Mm.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was
If you're gonna have one, make it count, I guess, you know.
Ouch.
listen, it was the guy, the cop was like, he was like, you did a number on the deer. He's like, it's that way. I was like,
Sounds like the deer
yeah.
hit you.
Of course, it'd be me to hit a deer going 70 miles per hour. But if you ever want a car, Toyota RAV, that shit will protect
Yeah, there
you.
you go. Deer proof.
Oh yeah, that shit felt like a monster truck. I felt like I didn't feel anything besides the airbag hitting me in the face. But that's really about it.
Went through that mammal like butter.
Yeah, everyone was like, "Did you take it home to eat it?" I was like, "No, I was traumatized. What do you mean take it home?"
True.
Home to eat it.
That's
Yeehaw
when
on
when
that
you
one.
You leave all
when
that
you
good
live in
venison
South
on the side of the
Carolina,
highway.
when you live in South
True.
Carolina, people love deer and they're like, "Did you take it?" I was like,
That is
"Wait, what
true.
car?"
I do. You're in South Carolina?
Yeah, I'm in the
Whereabouts?
middle between like Columbia and Charleston, so like in a small town that nobody knows exists.
Do you know Somerville?
Yeah, I actually live 45 minutes from Somerville.
I used to live
Okay.
in Somerville for a couple of years, which is funny. So, yep.
Somerville's nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not bad. It's not bad.
I
I I lived in New York my whole life, so this whole Southern thing
Mm,
is still new to me. It's a culture shock. People saying good
yeah.
morning to me, I can't handle it. I don't like being talked.
They wave
Yeah.
That's
at you in the
wild.
car. You're like, do I know this guy? Like, what the fuck are they waving at me
Yeah.
for?
I'm like, I always tell my coworkers at work, I work in a nursing home, and people are right
Hmm.
there at like 6:30 and they're looking at me. I was like, if I don't have a coffee in my hand, don't look at me. Don't even make eye contact. Don't say good morning. Don't
Well,
no.
I get it.
I
You're from New
True.
York?
Yeah, so I'm an asshole by heart, I guess, and have an
Same. I'm
Nice.
attitude.
from Long Island.
All of my dad's from Long Island. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a small
I
world.
was listening to this dude do stand up the other day. And he said, when I first moved to New York, he's like, I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. I'm walking around smiling. He's like, some guy yells across the street at me. He's like, hey, Smiley, hide your fucking teeth. Nobody wants to see that shit. And I'm just like, that is the most accurate shit I've ever heard in my life.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I saw a TikTok video, and then this guy's from South Carolina. He goes to New York City for the first time, and he's like, he walks by this guy. He's like, "Good morning, sir." He's like, "Shut the fuck up." And I was like, "Oh, see, this this is why you don't
Sick.
talk to Northern
Oh
people."
man,
I love
that's
it.
awesome. It's so accurate.
Yeah, it's a whole culture shock. I just don't talk to me.
I get it.
Just
all
don't
right, see you
talk to
later.
me. Yep.
All
All
right,
right. Good
guys.
call, guys.
Yeah.
Kind of, it was a culture shock when I moved from Long Island to Richmond. I lived in Richmond, Virginia for like 18 years before I moved down here to Florida.
Richmond scares me.
So
True.
Richmond is dangerous, honestly.
It is. When I saw, if not for me, they were doing their small headlining tour and they went to Richmond and I drove 5 hours for that show. I literally left like an hour before the show ended. And I was like, you know what? I don't know. Somebody's telling me I should leave. I was like, you know what? I left. So I guess as my friends were leaving that show that night, like maybe like 20 minutes after I left or something, the place got shot up like right in the area. Like gunshots were flying. And
Sounds
she's like,
about
Valen,
Richmond.
Jeez.
she's like, where were you parked? That's where the gunshots were. I was like, okay, good. I didn't die.
Dope.
Gotta go with your gut.
Very cool.
Yeah. I don't like Richmond. I did promos there with some guys in Richmond and I thought I was gonna get robbed.
Yeah, that's RVA.
Can we skip
That's
that spot
where
on
I grew up,
tour?
guys.
No,
Richmond
we're
has,
going
I'm not
there
gonna
right
lie
after
though,
Babylon.
Richmond
Yeah.
has a good
Jesus.
scene, but
It
it's
does. It's a
dangerous.
great scene. It's very dangerous, but great scene.
As long as you can
Also
survive
danger.
it.
The
Yeah.
scene that's dangerous too.
Sounds
Just
like
just wear a
Chicago.
bulletproof vest. You're good. You're Gucci.
Yeah.
Heard that.
All right. All right, guys.
Here.
All right. Introduce yourselves. Where is your band from and everything?
I'm Jamar. I'm the vocalist. Me and Eugene are here in Florida. Cecil, up until recently, was here in Florida as well. But he moved away. He's part of our Tennessee division right now. And we've got John over there. He was in the Carolinas. He's in Virginia at the moment also. So a little spread out, but not too far.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'll
so
corral
far.
everyone to Nashville,
Yeah.
but
He's
Yes.
trying.
slowly.
Kind of
We're
working.
working on it.
It's kind of working.
Nashville got a good scene though. It's been popping
Mhm.
off like a lot of bands like the We're Alive. I feel like almost all of them moved to like Nashville and stuff. Like they said the scene is outrageous there.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
I feel like it's all country and I'm not about
It's,
country.
I asked the first time we went there to check it out after Cecil moved there. I was like, does metalcore and like metal and like punk and hardcore do good here? They're like every genre of music does good here. There's a
Yep.
scene for everything. I was like, that makes
Which is sick.
sense. Music City. Makes sense.
So
Yeah.
we'll probably all be there someday.
Yeah, I live 8 hours from Tennessee, I believe. I think maybe 4 or 5. I don't know. I don't know distances. I know I'm going there pretty soon, so I'm not really excited for that drive, honestly.
Me neither.
The
Yeah.
drive. Yeah. Yeah,
This
we're
I
guy's
drive
a
a lot.
passenger princess, okay?
I am
Yeah,
a
he's-
passenger princess
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm gonna drive.
Yep.
I
Can
can't
Anyways.
be
get
a
the song?
passenger princess because I get car sick. So I was like, let me drive. Just let me drive, please. I'll
Jamar,
drive
can you learn how to-
the whole time. So I don't get
Jamar, you
sick.
gotta learn how to drive stick before we leave.
One
I
day.
didn't even think about that. That's true. Well,
Jeez,
I'm
dude.
Cecil. I play guitars and do pre-production in the band. As you know, I'm in Nashville. We all met in Florida besides John, but yep, up here in Nashville. Hopefully soon enough, everyone else will be here as well.
That's awesome. So basically, you guys are gonna be like Nashville based eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would say so.
in the next year or so, hopefully we'll all be kind of corralled in Nashville. But Florida, Tennessee is what we've been saying for now. Minus John. Sorry, John.
Sorry, John. All right. I know you guys just released your newest single, Illuminate, featuring the vocalist from Volumes. How is the song doing stream-wise, and what type of feedback are you guys receiving from this release?
Yeah, so far it's our quickest streaming song, which is pretty exciting. We're 3 weeks and a couple days out from release, and it's getting close to 30,000, which blows the other one out of the water, which is pretty exciting. Mike's been a big homie in terms of like sharing it, and he's a big fan of the song, of the video. So that's been cool having him like in our corner for that. Feedback has been good. Like a lot of really positive feedback. A lot of people being like, "Where's volumes?" But
It's been a
Listen.
little awkward.
I saw him and I was like, okay. I saw it on TikTok first. That's how I found you guys. Because
Nice.
TikTok has been just blasting me with good bands. And I was like,
Nice.
you know what? I fuck with the dude from Volume, so this song has to be good. I love
Yeah, yeah.
Volumes. I'm waiting for them to announce a tour. It's been forever. They need to hurry up because that is the
Oh
last
yeah.
band that I need to see.
It's funny because when we first kind of all met and we all were talking about like our music tastes and stuff, and like we were all like, let's pick a couple bands where it's like we meet in the middle of like what's a band that we like to kind of like start with. And Volumes was a band that we agreed on. So having him like be in a song and being down to be in the video and everything was pretty awesome to have that be a reality. But yeah, it's been good. It's our most popular song so far. We just broke our highest monthly listeners as well, which has been pretty cool. The first like big song we had with like a big marketing push behind it, our highest watched music video as well so far. So yeah, good stuff. It's been fun. It's been exciting.
Yeah, I know. Like when I told you, I was like, I found you guys on TikTok, and I was like, I love the video. The video matches the lyrics very well, and it's just
Hmm.
done very well. And I was like, I like these guys. I hope they come to South Carolina soon.
Yes, that will happen. That will happen.
I
We'll pencil
crossing
it
my
in.
fingers, 2025.
Yes, 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 absolutely.
Okay. Are there any upcoming releases for the rest of the year, or would they be released in 2025?
Yeah, so spoiler, next song we haven't announced it yet, but it's coming out on the 18th. Hopefully is what we're shooting for. Is going to be our the final single on our EP. Um, also come with the music video, and between all of us, it's actually our personal favorite song out of the four. So we're that's been like the song we're most excited to release is the new one. So that'll be pretty dope. And then our debut EP comes out that same day with the four songs.
Is it December 18th?
December 18th. Yep.
Oh, I'm excited
Hell yeah.
because I think literally the following month, Patient 67 is also releasing one of their heaviest songs in
Nice.
January. So good time to end the year with a good song and to start the
Hmm.
year with a good song.
Absolutely. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I also saw that you guys are going on a small tour with Coma Waves and Burn Absolute. Are you guys excited?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We're having our first ever show in Cleveland, Ohio, for New Year's. That's going to be with a pretty stacked lineup. We're still waiting to get the flyer back with like the finished lineup, but we're going to be one of a good number of bands playing in New Year's, so that'll be dope. And then yeah, the run in January, it'll be our first like little East Coast tour, which will be cool. We got one of our favorite new local bands, Spirit Leaves, to help us open up the tour, which will be really cool. And Coma Waves, I mean, they're really sick. Toddy, their guitarist, actually does most of our videos, so pretty dope.
Yeah, that's a good lineup. I'm good friends with Robbie, the vocalist for Burn Absolute, and I've been friends with him for since I became a photographer. Like literally the first month that I started, I photographed him, and my photos are horrible.
We all gotta start somewhere.
Oh my God. I was going through my old photos and I was like, how did anybody let me get away with this stuff? Oh my God. Oh my Lord. I'm just sitting here now and I'm like, I gotta do these old bands that I did some justice one of these days. Because goddamn, I was terrible. I don't know what happened.
But yeah, Burn Absolute, the homies as well. Yeah, working with Robbie to book all the shows. So yeah, small world.
Small world.
I'm
200
excited for
people.
Spirit Leaves. I listened to them a few times, but I keep hearing amazing things about them.
Yeah, they're sick. Underrated for sure, we think.
They're all
So
Florida based, right?
yep, they're out of Orlando, and is Burn Absolute? Do we know where in
I think they're
Florida?
half.
Yeah, half here and half Arkansas. I know Robbie
Arkan-
lives in Tampa, and I
Arkansas.
think their guitarist lives here too, because I know he does sound at some venues around Tampa. But yeah, Robbie's definitely a solid guy. Me and him just kind of had this idea of a show, and it ended up turning into this little run. And we just kind of mostly him, honestly. He just kind of threw it together. I asked Toddy if Coma Waves wanted to, hop on and do it with us. He was like, "Yeah, we're down," and it just kind of became a thing.
I'm excited for you guys. That's exciting. I saw the flyer and I was like, damn, no love for South Carolina.
Be there.
Soon, soon, soon,
Damn it.
soon. Hopefully, when we're less in the red and more in the green.
Yeah, that'll be the in the green tour.
Yeah, that'll be the in the green tour. This is the in the red tour. That'll be the in the green tour.
That doesn't roll
Yeah.
off the tongue
Make
as
sure you
well. We'll have to
guys,
work on that.
it's the one good venue here near me is either the Music Farm or in
Hmm.
Charleston or Brooklyn Tavern in Columbia.
Did that end
Take
up
some
not
notes.
closing down? Because I saw them say that they might like have to yeah, I think it was New Brooklyn Tavern.
Yeah, Carlin, the owner, he was gonna shut down due to, the alcohol price, like to get a license. It's
Ah,
it's really
Ah,
expensive.
I saw
And
something. Yeah.
it sucks because that venue is great for the scene and everything,
Love it.
but he raised enough money through GoFundMe and stuff, so he is still
Good.
open doing shows and everything as of right now.
When I
oh
used
yeah.
to when I used to tour in some of my old bands, that was always like a bucket list venue for me. I would see it and see videos from shows there when I was like 16, 17, like hitting people up to like book out of town shows
Hmm.
on MySpace. And I'm like, I want to play at New Brooklyn Tavern so bad. And I finally did in 2011. I was in this band Crop Circles and it was great. It was a packed show. Everybody popped off. It was so much fun. I love that venue.
It's a good venue. The one show I will remember at the Brooklyn Tavern, I remember to this day, it was Boundaries. When before Boundaries got like
Hmm.
huge, they
Mm.
did like a small headlining tour and they came to Brooklyn Tavern. I mean, that show was dangerous. I hid in the corner the whole time with my camera, and my friend left with a broken finger. Another kid cracked his whole skull open. A girl's ear got ripped. A girl's eye got
Nice.
like her eye got punched out of the socket. It was crazy.
Well, you
Nope.
have to put in a good word for us, and
Yeah.
we'll add it to the list.
We know the
Carter's
standards we have to
always
hit.
it's always open. Like the owner is it's always open for bands. Like that's what I like about him. He's good about supporting, the scene and stuff. Like even if you don't like fill out or pack out the room, he'll still have the show go on and everything. He doesn't really care about numbers like that.
Nice. Gotta have the homies.
It's a great scene. And then there's the Kami House, which is like a DIY venue. And I mean the stuff that goes on in that place, people throwing garbage cans at each other, people punching each other in the face. It's great.
Wow. Good to know
Yeah,
that one.
Colombia has a wild scene.
Yeah, that show that I played there was quite violent. I'll be honest.
Quite
Yeah, there's
violent.
We were
there's
that
like
kind of
no
band
rules.
though.
True.
There's no rules at the Brooklyn Tavern. I feel like as long as you don't like sexually harass anybody or like target anybody, like hurting somebody, like they don't really care. If you break your face or something, they will like just keep going, and then people will stay the whole show, bloody and shit. So yeah, no, that's
We know
not
where
for
we're
me.
going next.
I hide in the corner. I don't like hardcore shows like that. I hide. I like my metalcore shows where people sing and scream, and I can sit in the corner and be safe. I'm good. I'm good.
I jump for an hour and my back hurts, so I'm right there.
I just look at the like
True.
when I went to see Knock Loose, I saw them in Atlanta and I hid on the second floor once their set went on because the wall of death looked so scary. Like people were doing push-ups and shit, people were jumping over people, and I was like, yeah, no, this is not my life. I can't
It's
I
where you go
can't
to
do this.
die.
Yeah, no, I run away when I see like people pushing each other. I was like, yeah, no, I'm just a girl. I'm sensitive.
Does everyone in this crowd have insurance?
Nope.
Crazy.
I don't
You're
even have
gonna need
insurance, so I
it.
stay far away. My camera has insurance, but I don't personally have insurance. Gotta
Crazy,
protect the goods.
True.
right? But my camera's got it. I don't. I don't need it.
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't need nothing bad will happen to me, and then until I get punched in the face, and then yeah,
That's how
I
it
lose a
goes.
tooth or something. That will suck. All right. Besides music, do any of you guys have like hobbies that you do outside of music?
What are
Yeah.
our hobbies,
I have
fellas?
quite a few. It depends on the time of year. Video games is a easy one. Just depends. If it's Bloodborne or like any of the FromSoft games like that. Elden Ring, the greats.
True.
Um, I go shooting for fun. I have dumb, expensive hobbies like watches that don't do anything. You just look at them. Um,
They tell time.
True.
yeah, they're cool to look at. I don't know. And then every now and then I get back into cars, but yeah, it really depends on the time of year and just I don't know what I'm into at that moment. And then sports, so football or basketball.
Oh, you're good. You like all the expensive stuff, watches,
Yeah, I
cars, and
know.
then you're out here saying basketball, and I can't even run fucking 5 feet without trying not to pass out.
Well, that's a cheap one because I just need a basketball. That's
Yeah,
it.
True.
true.
That's when I'm
True.
really struggling, rock bottom.
Yeah, no sports for me. I watch it and I just get tired just looking at it. I'm like, I'll just stick to playing my video games. Don't make me tired.
True.
I
Me
do
too.
I do video games as well. That's also like Cecil said, an easy go-to. Video games, sports, basketball and football for me as well. Um, there was a point in time where I was playing a lot of basketball, and then decided to focus more on music and Sleep Talker because I felt like I was stretching myself a little too thin between too many hobbies. Um, I
True.
also like to work out and run a lot. Um, I am also into cars. Fall in and out of that. That's an expensive hobby. That is a one that I haven't really gotten to burn a hole through my pocket yet. Because once I start that, I don't know that I'll be able to
Ain't
stop.
missing much, bud.
It's, yeah. So, yeah, I think that about covers it.
Uh, I'm into gaming too. I kind of like what Eugene was just saying. I kind of had to pick a hobby. I was trying to go semi-pro in some fighting games, and it was kind of just I had to pick which one to spend the time. So mostly just music. I feel like we're all kind of creative outside of the band in different ways, or outside of like directly making music. Like Eugene helps with like videos and stuff. Cecil, it helps with John with a lot of our production and stuff. So we're a multi-talented group of fellas. I like to think at least. My girlfriend's a big graphic designer, so she's been helping me get into graphic design and stuff like that.
Shout out Bev
Do s-
Nap.
yeah, shout out Bev Knapp. She does all of our merch, but just trying to get more DIY with some of our stuff.
You always gotta have the girlfriends, like my friends in Dreamwake.
Oh
I
yeah,
believe
love
it's
Dreamwake.
We love those guys.
Dave. His girlfriend does like all their photos and stuff. We had them this past year at Summer Screen Fest, and
I
I
saw.
mean, yeah, we had Glass Waves, we had Dreamwake, we had If
Mm-hmm.
Not For Me, we had a Skylit Drive.
Sacked.
Yeah, and we had Farsight, Autumn State. We had a bunch of people. We had Varsity.
Yep, varsity.
Yep.
Midwinter.
Yeah, so I it was basically just this year, the first year was just a homie fest. Like we literally had
Yep.
over 200 people come and support
Hell
each
yeah.
other and stuff.
That's
And
fucking awesome.
Summer Screen Fest is ran by me and my business partner Sabrina. We're literally a two-woman team. That's it. That
Oh,
runs this whole thing, basically
Fuck
pays
yeah.
everything out of pocket. Like I talk to all the bands and everything. I do the interviews. I get people on the lineup and stuff, and she does like the other business aspects of everything. Like ticket sales and stuff.
Hmm.
Me, I control everything on like the Instagram. She's not really a social media person. She's like going to like a business major, so she does all that stuff. Me, I talk to everybody. So when bands come to the festival, they all know who I am, but they don't know my business partner.
That's funny.
I like this is Sabrina. This is the other person that runs the festival. She likes to hide in the corner. It's okay. We all love her.
It's a stacked duo.
It is.
killing it.
It's
Hell
she's
yeah.
she's 19 and I'm 30. So the age
Oh wow.
difference, it's wild. So and like for next year, we partner up with, I believe, what's New Noise. I think
Hmm.
it's a woman reproductive rights charity. So like every ticket sale dollar goes towards the charity for women reproductive rights because you know how crazy the
Hell
world is
yeah.
right now for
Yeah,
women.
we're regressing.
Yeah, so we sat and we're like, for Summer Screen Fest 2025, we want, the male musicians, but we also want a stack lineup with, females, part of
Hmm.
LGBT group and stuff, because those
Yep,
are the people's rights that are being in jeopardized, basically.
absolutely.
So it's a process because women with musicians are very expensive, which I don't blame them because they don't really get the same opportunities as everybody. So I don't blame them
Sure.
when they're hella expensive. I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh my God. I was like, you're worth it though. You're worth it. It
True.
makes me sad to look at my bank account after.
I mean, women are
But
killing it right now in the metal scene, which is pretty crazy. Pretty awesome.
yeah, there's a lot of women coming up and stuff. And especially like in the New York scene and stuff, in New Jersey, Connecticut areas, like there's a lot of women bands coming out. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, whoa. And they're all friends too. So it's nice to see friends that are women, succeeding because you know how hard it is out there,
Oh
especially in the
yeah.
male dominated industry.
You get hyper scrutinized. Yeah.
Yeah, you really have to bust your ass as a female out here. But as long as you got support and stuff, it's all good. But it's
True.
hard.
Yeah.
Women get the shit in and everything in every industry.
I feel like we're just now getting to the point where it's actually like a little bit inclusive, where you have like people like popping off over like female fronted bands and stuff like that, and not just saying, oh, they're good for a girl. Like you actually have a lot of people who are like really popping off and showing support for like kick-ass ladies in the scene. So pretty
Yeah,
refreshing.
like I believe it's like Dying Wish. She
Yep.
is hella good. Um, the new
I
female
just saw
vocalist.
them. They were sick.
I forgot who they tour with. Did they tour with the Amity Affliction? Did
They
they
went
open
towards
up?
somebody.
I know they had like Mugshot and they had Currents that tour. I think it was Dying Wish because I swear I saw them at Myrtle Beach. I don't know. I wasn't really expecting Dying Wish to be that good, and I was like, damn, she's good.
Oh no, they slapped. Yeah, they were
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good. I'm trying to see Delta Hate. I love that name.
Delta
I
hate.
love that band. They're
True.
so fucking mean. Her vocals are so pissed off. I love it.
You said Delta Hey. I think I saw them on TikTok, and I think I
Yeah,
just
Delta
followed them.
hate.
Probably. That
A
yeah, they
good
had
name.
a that
Such a good name.
yeah, it is such a good name.
I'm trying to think, what other women are there? There's Novelist. She
The Novelist. Yep.
she's really good. She was on tour with Era, Make Them
Mhm.
Suffer.
Yep.
That was
You
a
got
good now that was a good
Entheos.
show.
The vocalist of Entheos. Just saw them live recently, and she's fucking crazy. She's
And
She
hitting some
is
Ginger.
strings.
scary. I saw them twice and she makes me want to shit my pants
Yeah, she's a
sometimes. I'm like,
monster.
whoa. She is
Monster shit.
wild. Like, I
Yep.
mean, I feel like she's more brutal than the man. That's why I said in my article review, I was like, she's
Yeah.
more brutal than Chelsea Grin. I'm not
Hell
gonna
yeah.
lie. She's really
Spirit
good.
Box
I
the
like her.
Goats.
Yep.
Spirit Box the Goats.
Courtney got Tatiana and Ginger.
Yep. True,
Shout out
Ginger.
Um,
Walls of
Yep.
Jericho. I
Lost
saw
Jericho.
something about them recently. I don't know if they're gonna like do anything, but I saw a post about Walls of Jericho and their vocalists. I think maybe she made the post. I don't know, but I saw it and I got super excited because I love Walls of Jericho. Throwback.
Yeah, I never listened to like Spirit Box or anything like that. But I should because it's
Love
Oh
women.
Spirit
yeah.
Box.
Spirit Box is
She's one of
nuts.
my favorite singers for
Also
sure.
throwback to I Wrestled a Bear Once. That's when I
Also
saw
true.
Courtney
Yep.
and when I wrestled a bear once
The
was
Plot New,
and yes,
that
that was
tour. Yep.
yes.
Oh yeah, I forgot she was in that band. That band
Hmm.
was good growing up. What the hell?
That
True.
last album they put out
MySpace
was crazy.
era.
Yep. Tastes like heaven bacon.
Yeah.
Warped Tour days. That was when all the bands were at their prime. Every single band that we listen to now.
True shit.
Damn, man. Like that's when I saw the OG of Skylar Drive at Battle of the Bands. That was fucking
Wow,
wild.
sick.
Yeah, that's when I saw Volumes, Miss May I, Chelsea Grin before they had a new guy in it.
Stacked.
Wow. Texas in July. It's fucking that was wild. I missed Warped Tour years, damn. Sitting in the hot sun for 12 hours.
Yeah, drinking a monster.
Oh my Lord. Yeah, I went to Scranton, PA Warped Tour, and I mean, we will have to walk like mountains to get to other stages. That was fucking terrible. And there was one funny story, and it's actually Volumes. Yeah, so Volumes is before I think Michael got into the band. It was like the two original vocalists, and someone hopped on the stage and fought one of the vocalists and hopped off the stage.
Sick.
And the security guards didn't even do anything. And the vocalist was like, "Hey man, why are you fucking with me? I'm just putting on the show." that's that's when music was good and people weren't so uptight and everything.
Completely true. Completely
Yeah,
true.
the fun days. So,
Yeah.
all right. What's the one hardest thing you notice about being a musician, and how do you as a band overcome obstacles?
Hmm.
Well, for me, it's the doing everything that's not music.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard enough to like write songs with multiple people, and you might like this part, but it doesn't fit, and it gets voted out, and you're kind of like, dang, well, I feel like I could have made it work or whatever. And it could have been an objectively cool part, but it's just not good for the song. And then having to deal with that, and then to then like have to, like the social media aspect. Obviously, we've kind of like delegated roles for everyone. So Jamar deals with the majority of that, if not all of it. But it's just like all the other stuff, booking stuff, all the money that goes into, oh, we need to rent a vehicle. How are we going to get there? It's like all of that stuff kind of makes it hard to enjoy we get together and we play music and we're like, oh yeah,
We're a
this is
band.
actually pretty fun.
This is
Completely
why we
forgot how
do
fun.
this.
Like we've played together as a band a few times, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, I kind of forgot like how fun this is because most of the time we're all at home, playing to the session at home, and it's just so different. And when I
Yeah.
grew up, it was the everyone lived near each other. You're in a garage, and then everything you do was only ever music. You would just play a million shows and pray to
Mm-hmm.
God that it just caught on, or you had to do what I did, which is play in other people's bands as a gig, musician, and it's fun, but I think the hardest part for me at least is the having to do all the other stuff outside of, actually just writing and playing music. Because that's the part that I feel like we're all good at. And you
Mm-hmm.
you really only get, I mean, your set is only 20, 30 minutes long. You only get that much time to really do your real job.
Your craft.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I would echo that 100%. I mean, having to do, being an adult and being in like the modern social media digital landscape that we're in, especially as a band who is trying to market themselves, who hasn't played our first shows yet. That's been a lot of the struggles is like, we gotta you know, make a bunch of social media posts, schedule stuff. We have to book, rent a van, book shows, buy all this gear, just all the stuff that when you're like, oh, I want to be in a band, it's all the stuff you don't think about that you have to do, all the stuff you have to pay for, and oh,
Yep.
we have to make content and TikToks, and we have to single artwork and get merch made, and it's just yeah, all the shit outside of the music has been the biggest struggle, but. I think just being able to like Cecil touched on being able to like delegate tasks and having each other to lean on for like getting stuff done or buying stuff or whatever has definitely been like the only reason we're able to do this really is just having a team behind us and going towards like the DIY route of filming our own stuff and things like that. You know, we have a friend that we're lucky to have, Jared, who has a bunch of equipment, who's going to help us with like playthroughs and promo pictures and just, try to cut costs in some ways and other ways to be creative to get shit done that isn't writing songs. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's what's hard about being an upcoming band basically is trying to get your guys' self out there, book tours, and you got to think about, are people gonna do a tour with you based on your numbers, based on your
Mm-hmm.
talent, based on how personable you are. All
Yeah.
these factors that's just so, I feel so bad because some bands may not be like personable on social media, but they have the best crowds ever, and nobody wants to
Yep.
book them because the crowds don't match like their numbers on Spotify, which
Mm-hmm.
I find bullshit.
Super lame. Because I
I mean,
mean,
like a good example is we have more monthly listeners right now than a bunch of bands, and we can't pull a crowd. We don't know that we can get, 200 people to fill out a room, where a band that might have 1,500 monthly listeners, they're all like real, like they got 1,500 shirts
they're the
sold probably.
fans.
Yeah, so like they know they can go pretty much anywhere in a certain region and know I can get at least 100 people in here. We obviously
Mm-hmm.
have to go see. I think something to add
Yeah.
on too is like knowing what's worth it and what's not worth it,
Mm-hmm.
because
That's tough.
something we try to do is we kind of want to. We're all older, we're not like old, but we're older than a lot of bands that come up when you're 16, 17, or even like 22 years old or whatever. And it's like, well, we want to make it like look legit. So we want to get a real videographer to come in here. We want to go to a good producer, even though like we can make this stuff sound decent, at least at the time, at home, that sounds better than a lot, than things you hear on Spotify sometimes. But we're like, no, we want it to be like really done right. And that costs money for travel, costs money to pay the producer and then go through that whole thing, and then the EP, and then other things, paying for playthroughs at the time and music videos,
Yeah.
and it costs a lot of money, which it's not all about the money, but it obviously plays a factor when it's like, man, is it worth it? Because how many people are going to see it? But if we don't do it, what if the
Yeah.
song's really good and people really wanted to see a video?
Do we
And
get the
do we just,
gear? Do we
yeah,
put money in the marketing? Yeah.
it's hard to know what shows because you just never know. Like, well, what if for whatever reason in South Carolina, 300 people show up? Like inexplicably, we have no idea why. But our band's mainly from Tampa, and what if 15 people show up? It's hard to know because a lot of it has to do with kind of luck and just kind of trial and error, and with how niche yet saturated the market is, you're just another band, and there's only but
Yep.
so many ways you can chug a seven string and scream and sing. There's only but so many notes, and a lot
Yeah.
of the choruses that you hear in most songs have been written already, and
Yeah.
it's really
Just new
hard to
band
stand out.
struggles. New band struggles.
I
Yep.
know. I think that's the hardest part about being a new band because God forbid you sound like another band. They're like, oh, they're trying to be like a knockoff of this band. And I'm like, well, everyone stole each style throughout the year, so we're gonna have to sound like somebody.
I
Yeah,
can't believe it took 3 years for somebody to bring up the sleep name thing.
true. We were a band, we've only been out for like 7 months, but we've had the name for a couple years, and we just got our first. You guys are unoriginal, man. Sleep Talker. We've already got Sleep Token and Sleep Waker. Get original, guys. We're like, finally, we got one. We got what we got that
Well,
comment.
you
We've
know
been
what? We
waiting.
got we got one before that was way better on our first video, and it
Oh
was
boy.
I found this band because I told Alexa to play Sleep Token, and it
They
played
played
Sleep
us.
Talk. I'm like,
That's-
hey,
It's
whatever,
working.
we'll take it.
It's
Like,
We'll
working.
take it.
but
That's
I think we're probably never gonna beat the
Escape the
allegations of like,
allegations.
yeah, it's not happening. What's funny is like, no hate or anything to Sleep Token. I don't think any of us like
No.
really. The name didn't come from them. They just happened to be a band, and then during the time that
We were working on
2022 or
music.
2023, they got gigantic. Because I had heard the name and I was like, man, that's a cool name. And then, Sleep Talker, okay, that's kind of close, I guess. But I mean, what else are you
It
going
was
to
pretty
do?
cool.
I mean,
We like it.
yeah. And then I didn't realize they would be, selling out, every stadium they go to. I didn't think that was going to happen.
We
But
have the grand master plan to get Sleepwaker, Sleepwalker, Sleep Token, Sleeping with Sirens,
Sleep Theory.
Sleep Talker, Sleep Theory, and we're gonna have the Snooze Fest,
yeah,
where it's gonna be all the sleep
Wake Up,
bands.
the
They
No
can't
Sleep
say
Tour.
no. They can't say no.
How
all
do
right,
you
well,
sneak-
guys, I think
sneak
there's
volumes in.
less than a minute left. I would love to keep talking to you guys, but I was about
Yes.
to cut off.
Yes.
That was like
We're
the
having fun.
fastest